Hi, I'm Emma, and you're watching My Birthway, and this is the 24 weeks pregnant update. So one thing I've noticed this week is that some of my discharge from my nose, or more classically called boogers, it's been a little bit bloody. So like any real human, I pick my nose sometimes, and I've noticed it's not like my nose is bleeding, but I've noticed that I've had bloodier boogers, which is interesting. And I know that sometimes in pregnancy, women can have nosebleeds, just different blood flow and the capillaries in your nose, they just start to act differently. But I thought that was interesting. So I haven't had nosebleeds, but that's been the case this week. A little bit, not a lot. I've also noticed a hilarious layer of fat right above my butt, kind of like love handles, where your love handles are, but not on the side so much as on the back section, and maybe even a little bit lower than that. So it's like an extension of my butt. It's like my butt has grown up, and it's like this big chunk of fat. So that's been another really interesting thing that I'm sure has been kind of changing over time, but I just now noticed it this week, whoa, that's a thing. And then I've also noticed that I've had a little bit of bleeding gums, just a tiny bit when I brush my teeth, not a lot. And I know that women experience that sometimes too, during pregnancy, but it's not been very much. So it's nothing, it's not uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt, anything like that. And then the really exciting thing that happened this week was we went for our third prenatal appointment, and we got to meet the other main midwife at our birth center. And so we had the appointment with her. And she, I laid back, and she had, she tried to hear the baby's heartbeat with the fetoscope, which is this device. Actually, I have it with me today. We have one too. So this is what it is. It's a fetal stethoscope, also called a fetoscope. And so it looks, it goes in your ear like a stethoscope, but it has this sort of horn thing that you push kind of into your uterus in different spots, and put maybe your hand, maybe your chin, your head, push down on it, and then kind of move around and try to find the back of the baby. Because that's, especially when they're small like that, that's where you would really find the heartbeat. She said she could hear a faint heartbeat, but the baby moved, and so it was hard for her to tell. But, it was pretty funny. Whenever she would push down, the baby would kick out. In my mind, it was kind of hey, you're disturbing me. Get out of here. Which was funny. So in my mind, this baby's kind of like Jason, who was a lot more private and more why are you asking me that? No, I'm not sharing that personal information. Because I'm not like that, obviously, from doing these videos. I'm a lot more here's all my personal information, let me tell you. So anyway, so that happened, and she was able to feel around and feel the baby's back. And she could also feel his or her head, which was kind of low in my uterus. She could kind of push hard and feel it. And I couldn't really do it, but she had Jason try, and he didn't push as hard as her, I noticed, but he tried. I think he was just whoa, this is bizarre. Because she could kind of push her fingers back and forth like that on either side and be oh, I can feel his head, feel it moving around. And so Jason tried that too. And then he also tried with the fetoscope. She showed him a little bit with ours so that we could try it at home sometime soon, because she didn't pick up on it too much there. But I mean, otherwise the appointment was great. We got different questions answered that we want. The next time we go will be around 28 weeks, and then we'll do the blood sugar test and the iron level blood test and that kind of stuff. So it was a great appointment, as they've all been. And this week, yeah, it's just nothing majorly new and different, just the same kind of thing that I mentioned last week and the weeks before. It's just, building on that. There's always something slightly new, and some symptoms fade away. But it's just new stuff every time. But this week there's been nothing hugely shocking, which is interesting and good. So it's been a good one. And that's my brief. This is the briefest video I have done. Pregnancy update. So this is 24 weeks pregnant. And I will see you next week for the 25 weeks pregnant update. Okay, thanks. Bye.